Welcome back to Mariners Live on FSN one final time, and great way to end the holiday weekend. A little baseball under a great blue sky here at Safeco Field. Mariners and Twins, the gentleman calling the game up in the broadcast booth. Dave Niehaus, Mike Blauer, as you bring them in now and say Happy Memorial Day to you guys.
Thank you, Brad, and the same to you, and the same to you, ladies and gentlemen. It's that day we have every year where we sit back and reflect. We thank everybody that has preceded us, that have given their lives so that we may enjoy liberty in our country. It's a very, very special day, and you will notice that both teams tonight are wearing white hats.
And I think it's a nice tribute for this day for the guys to go out and do that. I know a lot of people that have seen the hats. We saw them earlier today. Having grown up in a military family, I think it's a nice way to go out. Just you take a look at the hat right now as Ryan Langerhans catches the first pitch, but I think it's a nice tribute.
The Mariners have had to swallow two bitter pills in a row down in Anaheim. And the way it was going last year was wonderful, but the way it is going this year is almost 180 degrees the other way.
And I think as you look at these numbers, the toughest one, the walk-off losses so far, 9 total last year, already 8 this year. That is devastating to a lot of clubs. But these guys continue to fight, Dave, and I think the one thing that we knew coming out of spring training is they were going to play a lot of close ball games. They have not gone the Mariners' way so far, but with over 100 games to go, hopefully they can get that turned around.
The Minnesota Twins come to town with the second-best record in baseball. They come to town on a 4-game winning streak. And as we look at the pitching matchups, we have an absolute dandy tonight. First of all, Doug Fister for the Mariners,
who has been spectacular this year. You look at his ERA at a 2.03, opponent's average, just 2.16. He has worked deep in the games for Don Wakamatsu. They would like for him to do that again. They need him to go deep if they can tonight. But this guy, I don't think anybody expected for him to come out and be quite as good as he's been, which has been darn near perfect.
Francisco Liriano, the left-hander for the Minnesota Twins, was the April pitcher of the month in the American League. However, here in the month of May, things have turned around a little bit for him.
Well, it has, and if you look at him, he's a guy, he had the big surgery, we know about that, but he's on his way back. He will top that at around 94 miles an hour, a very good changeup and a devastating slider at times. So the Mariners, I think, they need to be aggressive early with him and try to get on his fastball.
Friends, I think you will have to agree if you're here in the Pacific Northwest. This is one of the finest days we've had in a long, long time. We've got the roof open, the skies are blue, a few white puffy clouds overhead, and a day to celebrate. And that's what we're going to do this evening. The Mariners and the Twins, we'll have more right after this.
Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. The Tracer system uses 3 cameras to track every pitch. Graphical enhancements have been added to the EQC Tracer this season to give you more information and insight into the game.
And on this Memorial Day evening, Seattle Mariners baseball on FSN is brought to you by Sterling Savings Bank, by Quest, high-speed internet. Get blazing speeds that won't burn up your wallet. And by your Western Washington Toyota dealers. For over 30 Toyota offers, visit buyatoyota.com. And welcome back to Safeco Field, where the Mariners open a weak homestand, 4 against the Twins, 3 against the Angels. Not everybody playing baseball today. Let's take on the American League side of things and welcome in Angie Mentic. Angie? Getting set for Mariners baseball on what has turned out to be a rather lovely evening here in the Pacific Northwest at Safeco Field in Seattle. The Mariners and the Minnesota Twins, the first of 2 trips from Minnesota into Seattle for the year. The Mariners will visit the new Target ballpark, new Target Field in Minnesota only once this year. And Denard Span steps in and leads it off. And Doug Fister finds the mark for a strike with Dale Scott, our man from Portland, Oregon. doing the honors behind the plate, calling balls and strikes tonight. And Span sends a high fly ball shallow center field. Franklin Gutierrez there to make the easy catch. Let's look at the rest of the Twins lineup.
Thank you, Dave. And for Ron Gardenhire. After Span will be Hardy, Mauer hitting .329. Justin Morneau really off to a great start for the Twins. And it's Tommy Kadire, Kubel, Young, and Nick Punto will play third, hitting ninth. Here, look at the numbers for Doug Fister. Really good. 62 innings pitched, just 10 walks for him, 26 strikeouts. Opponent's average is .216.
And Fister's on the outside corner to J.J. Hardy, the former Milwaukee Brewer, coming over in a deal and sending a ground ball to shortstop. Nice play. Easy play for Josh Wilson.
Nice play by Josh. Now let's take a look at the rest of the defense. In the outfield will be Bradley, Gutierrez, and Ichiro. Across the infield, Lopez and Wilson on the left side. Pickens, Chuya Soko getting to start over at first, and Rob Johnson will do the catching.
Twins had a night game last night in Minnesota against Texas. They swept the Rangers and got in town about 2 o'clock in the morning. And here's Joe Mauer, the Mariner killer. Last year's MVP, taking a little bit outside ball one ball and no strikes. Mauer hitting just under .400 in his career against the Mariners. And that's on the outside corner of the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Joe Mauer has a .408 on a career on base average. Signed a nice little extension to his contract, an 8-year extension for a paltry $184 million, which will go into effect next year. A St. Paul native. And a very easy first inning comes to an end for Mr. Fister. He is something. 3 up, 3 down. Good to have you with us. Happy Memorial Day. We salute the U.S. Navy with anchors away.
Pickens and Gutierrez. Bradley will hit cleanup playing left field, and it's Sweeney, Lopez. Josh Wilson, the shortstop, hits 7th. Rob Johnson back in the lineup. He will hit 8th. And Tuiasa Sopo hits 9th. Take a look at the numbers for Liriano. 59 2/3 inning, 59 strikeouts, giving up just 2 home runs.
So here we go as Ichiro leads it off here. In on the grass at third is Nick Punto to try and take away the bunt if Ichiro thinks in terms of that. But the delivery's on the outside corner for a strike.
H.R.O., one of the few Mariners that's had success against Liriano, winning .353 in his career against him.
There's that slider and an easy ground ball. Hit to Michael Cuddyer, who is filling in for Orlando Hudson, who is not with the ball club. He and Denard Span collided on the final out of the ball game yesterday, and he re-injured his wrist, but is expected to join the ball club tomorrow. Whether or not he plays tomorrow night is conjecture. By the way, we want to welcome our viewers joining us in Canada. Welcome aboard on Rogers Sports Net. Dave Niehaus with Mike Blowers at Safeco Field in Seattle as Figgy steps in. Liriano's fastball got some buzz to it, 94. Before his arm surgery, and just about got all of his velocity back. He was a 95, 96 mile an hour guy. And he drops that pitch right over the outside corner. Slider, dandy.
He also has a good changeup to go along with his slider.
So Figgy is down on strikes. Quickly, 2 away. A Spanish language broadcast is available for this evening's game and all Mariners home games using the SAP option on your remote control or on-screen menu. For more information on how to access SAP, call your cable or satellite provider. Franklin Gutierrez might be using the SAP if you were watching the game tonight. From Venezuela.
Well, if he was watching the last at bat by Figgins as he was standing on deck, he saw real quick that you don't want to get to 2 strikes with Liriano. He was able to strike Figgins out with that hard slider down and into the right-handed hitters.
There it is. 1-1. Strikes on him. Let's see if he comes back with that slider. Down and in. Or as Randy Johnson used to call it, Mr. Snappy.
Well, you can see from that last fastball, 95 miles an hour.
Comes back with a change. 2-2.
When you have that type of velocity, such a hard, late-breaking slider, it's tough for the hitter to lay off of the pitch.
And there's a breaking ball belted deep to left field, and that baby's going to be off the base of the wall. Picked up out there, and the throw comes in, but it'll be cut off. And Delman Young took this one right off the base of the wall, and Franklin Gutierrez just missed a home run.
Take a look at it. It's a pitch that they want inside. It's that slider, but he hangs that one in the middle of the plate. Maurer wanted it down towards his feet, but he hangs it, and Franklin Gutierrez hits it hard out to left field. It's a line drive, not enough height to hit it out of the ballpark. Hit it so hard, Young couldn't get back in time to even make a catch.
So Milton Bradley now will try and take advantage of a runner in scoring position. Slider on the outside corner. Quickly 2 strikes. Twins leaders by 3.5 over, actually 4 now, over the Detroit Tigers. The Tigers lost today to the A's. Too high. 8 over the White Sox. And that's on inside. Each of the last 2 years, the Twins have played 163 games, beating Detroit last year, and then losing to the Chicago White Sox the year before in a tie. The White Sox went on to win, of course, the World Series. And breaking ball, strike 3 call on the inside corner. So Bradley left at the station, just drops his bat, and here in the first inning, a double goes awry. No score after 1. Morneau, the league's leading hitter, with that .368 batting average, taking a Fister pitch at the knees for a strike. 0-1 the count. I'm sure a lot of his friends are down from New Westminster, British Columbia. They always come down to watch Morneau. And that ball is pulled into the corner on a line. That baby off the base of the wall. Ichiro will pick it up. He is amazing. So Morneau leads it off with a double.
Fister trying to come inside with a fastball. You can see Rob Johnson set in off of the plate. That pitch ran right back on the inside corner, and he hits a bullet off the wall for a double. He is amazing.
Speaking of amazing, here's a man that's the author of 569 career home runs. Jim Thome taking a strike on the outside corner. 1-1 to count. Change. And strike 3 called on the inside corner. Well, our Geico quote as we salute men in the service, and Ted Williams was one, comes from Johnny Pesky concerning his teammate. When Ted was in the service, he said Ted could make a plane, and at 6 pianos and machine guns play like a symphony orchestra. His reflexes, coordination, visual reaction made him a built-in part of the machine. Ted Williams flew 39 combat missions in the Korean War. The pitch to Michael Kadire, the second baseman, is a little bit outside. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. He was a flight instructor in World War II, awaiting orders to join the China fleet when World War II ended. 1-1. 1. Matter of fact, I don't know, it was a couple of years ago I was reading a book on Ted Williams about he crash landed his plane in the Pacific and survived it. As he skidded to a halt, here comes a general's car running right out just as he was crawling out of the cockpit onto the wing to get out. And what the general wanted was his autograph. The 3-1 pitch, strike 3 called on the outside corner. I beg your pardon, 2. Make it 3-2.
Wonder if Ted gave him the autograph.
I think he probably would. So. And Kadire right back up the middle. So around third base. Here comes Morneau. He will score, and the Twins have the early 1-0 lead. Kadire, his 27th RBI.
Well, Doug trying to get the ground ball. He gets it. Problem is it finds a hole back up the middle. Not hit hard enough for Gutierrez to have a play at the plate as Morneau scores easily.
Well, there's a guy stepping to the plate now as you look at Kadire over at first base, who has always been trouble for the Mariners. Jason Kubel takes a strike. Got 5 home runs this year. Look at that. .341 batting average against the Mariners with 4 home runs and 2 strikes. A change. Pfister, 6'8", 28 years of age. And a fly ball hit to shallow left field. Bradley will come in and make the catch. 2 down. The Twins have won 5 division titles over the last 8 years, but they've gone 6-18 in the postseason. So they've gotten there a lot, but they've found advancing is a little tough. The 2 World Series that they won, of course, were won while playing at the Metrodome, and they played good baseball at the Metrodome. Played over 500 baseball there in 28 years. 541. Their World Series coming in 87 and 91. And they're really proud of their new stadium. I'm anxious to see it. That baby is tagged deep to left field and out of here. So Delman Young, his 5th home run, and just like that, 3-0 Minnesota. Only the 3rd home run given up by Pfister this year.
Delman Young, he gets an off-speed pitch. Take a look at it. Left up in the zone, a breaking ball. Left up and right on the inside corner, and he hit every bit of it. He knew he hit it. Ended up over the screen out there in the bullpen.
Over the fence out there. Somebody walking by got an unexpected souvenir. As Nick Punto, the switch hitter, takes a strike. Quite frankly, the Mariners' bullpen's a shambles. They want Pfister to go real deep into this one. Of course, the Mariners are the only 6-man bullpen in all these games in a row coming up. Towering pop-up this time. And Gutierrez will take care of that. But a 3-run inning for the Minnesota Twins here in the 2nd. Getting set to move to the bottom of the 2nd. Mike Sweeney, Jose Lopez, and Josh Wilson will try and get some back. Good to have you with us on this Memorial Day. it has turned out to be a beautiful day, a beautiful evening here in the Northwest as Mike Sweeney leads it off. And the M's hottest bat recently takes a strike at the knees. That's going to go out of play. Funny thing about the race in the Central last year, Twins were in first place only 8 days. Detroit Tigers 164 days, but it's who's standing at the end, and it was the Minnesota Twins. Swing and a miss. Saluting some of our former major leaguers who served in the service. One of them, Hank Bauer, the old Marine. In the Marines during the war years, 11 campaign ribbons, 2 Bronze Stars, 2 Purple Hearts. Pretty good friend of mine. Played with the Yankees. Played with the Baltimore Orioles. Strike on the inside corner at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Took parts in the battles of Guadalcanal and Guam and Okinawa. Actually managed the Baltimore Orioles. Played with the Yankees in Kansas City. That's when they had that pipeline between Kansas City and New York. And there's a base hit into left field by Jose Lopez. And Jose, after a wide turn at first, will hold on. And the man that did take part in World War II, current broadcaster with the San Diego Padres, a member of the broadcasters wing of the Hall of Fame, Jerry Coleman, Marine aviator, 120 combat missions. Only major league player to have seen combat in 2 wars. Josh Wilson is the hitter. Hard slider. 2-0. By the way, happy 30th anniversary to the Christophersons, Bob and Cindy, celebrating their 30th anniversary today. The head groundskeeper here at Safeco Field, what a job he does. And talking to him, he said spent most of his 30 anniversaries at the ballpark, and we can understand that. There's a strike on the inside corner. So happy anniversary, Cindy and Bob. And that's a little flare in the right field. That's going to be trouble. Drops for a base hit. So Lopez will scoot on into third base. And the Mariners trying to get some back here in the second, with runners at the corners now.
Well, Josh gets a fastball in on him. You can see him pulling his hands tight to his body, trying to get the barrels to it. It ends up jamming him, but he'll take this base hit. A little flare into right field.
Rob Johnson back behind the plate after quite a debut by Eliezer Alfonso yesterday, having 4 RBIs, a home run, scored a couple of runs. Steve Reich on the inside corner, and there's Eliezer. breaking ball, Steve Rye.
That home run that Alfonso hit yesterday might be the longest one we've seen this year.
He hit it, didn't he?
He hit a long ways over both bullpens in Anaheim.
Boy, it made him look bad on that. So Johnson, a very weak swing at that slider.
Now this is the hard down and in slider we were talking about. After a couple of good fastballs in 94, he throws a slider down at his feet, and Rob can't lay off of it.
So 2 down, and Matt Tuiasosopo will take his turn. Tui taking low. First time that Tui has faced this left-hander. A slider and the count at a ball and a strike. Fastball. Now look out.
Well, the last pitch was a good pitch for Tui to hit. Ends up fouling it off. Now you're in trouble with him. He can go to any one of his pitches if he wants to. My guess it would be a hard slider down and in.
Usually you're going to get one pitch in at bat.
That's right.
You can hit. It may have been it.
It may have been it, especially against the good ones. And Liriano, one of the better left-handers the Mariners will face this year.
And a slider. There it is. See you later. So he ends up striking out the side. And here in the second, the Mariners lead. Runners at first and third. We go to the third. And as they say in the Marines, Semper Fi. Hungry, we can see.
Happy birthday.
Yes. Denard Span has just taken a strike.
So, Little leaguers have had a tough time this month. I know for having a couple of them.
To play.
With the weather, it's been tough for them. So hopefully that'll change and they can finish up and get their games in.
And strike 3 called. Low strike zone by Dale Scott, but very consistent. So 1 down. Time for our AT&T trivia question. Here it is. Memorial Day was first enacted to honor fallen soldiers from which war? A, Civil War, B, the Mexican-American War, C, the Spanish-American War, or D, World War I. I think I know the answer to this, but I'm not sure. I think it's the Spanish-American War, Teddy Roosevelt's war. San Juan Hill down there in Cuba. You say it's a Civil War?
I think it's a Civil War.
J.J. Harvey, an easy out.
It's good to see Doug Fister, after having a tough second inning, come right back and get the first 2 hitters here in the 3rd. That'll be important, I think. Keep his pitch count down and try to get deep in the game. We talked about it. Don Wakamatsu having used his bullpen up down in Los Angeles, so he'd like to see Doug go deep into this game. So after having a tough second inning, it's good to see him get a couple of quick outs.
Joe Mauer, nice changeup. And then the bottom fell out of that ball.
Right there on the tracer at the bottom of the strike zone.
A ball on the strike.
How long do you think he'll catch, Dave?
He loves catching.
Yeah.
He's 27 years of age now. You can catch, I guess. You want 35.
Yeah.
If you want.
I think, well, I mean, and the reason why I ask, of course, is everybody talks about his hitting and keeping his bat in the lineup, and being a catcher takes an awful toll on your body.
And the ground ball to second. And easy. 1, 2, 3 inning here for Doug Fister. Good to have you with us as we move into the bottom half of the 3rd inning of play. The Twins with an early advantage over the Mariners, 3-0. All right, we go into the bottom half of the third, and Ichiro will lead it off against Liriano. And take the pitch a little bit outside. Ball one. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Talking about how long Mr. Maurer is going to catch. They have a prize kid who came up when Maurer was hurt and immediately got 7 hits, and they raved about him. There's a ground ball back up the middle. And a throw to first base by J.J. Hardy. Nails Ichiro. 6-3. His name is Wilson Ramos. There's Joe Mauer. But Wilson Ramos is from the same hometown as Felix Hernandez, Valencia. And he's 22 years of age, but he's from Valencia, Venezuela. And they say he's quite a catcher, but he's got no place to go because of Maurer. So I would imagine that he would be prize trade bait. Sean Figgins taking down low.
You would think so, just because Maurer is still young, as you mentioned. He's not going anywhere for a long, long time. You talked about the contract. So Wilson probably will be available at some point.
1-1. Maurer, Mr. MVP.
Yeah, he's as good as they get.
Back-to-back batting championships.
As a catcher.
As a catcher.
That's tough.
Two and one on Figgy. And a fly ball down the right field line and into the stands. We used to call Memorial Day Decoration Day because we always used to go out to the cemeteries and decorate the graves of the fallen soldiers. And in Indianapolis, when they ran the 500, we always called it the Indy 500 on Decoration Day. And that's pop foul off the first base side back into the stands. Always kind of the unofficial beginning of summer. And lo and behold, look what we have.
We could use it around here some summer. I hope you're right. Wasn't looking too good this morning, but it turned out to be a nice evening.
Nice. Got up this morning, it was raining. Said, my wife, how long has this been going on? She says, hadn't stopped since you left. And a foul straight back.
Yeah, I get a text every day about the boys. My sons that play baseball, and I always get a text later in the evening, canceled.
PPD.
Yeah. Canceled.
And there's a little line drive for a base hit in the right center field. So the Mariners' fourth hit. Checking in with our fans on our AT&T question. Memorial Day was first enacted to honor the fallen soldiers from which war? You fans said World War I. Number 2 answer, however, was correct. The Civil War. Was the first time that they celebrated what turned out to be Memorial Day. They called it Decoration Day those days too. In 1971, a federal law took effect that moved Memorial Day to the last Monday in May. Gutierrez went off the base of the wall in left field. And he takes a strike. Big blow in the ball game. Delman Young's 2-run home run in the second inning. crowd of around 20,000 out here this evening.
In Franklin's first at bat, Liriano tried to throw a slider down and left it out over the plate. This is a situation where we've seen him throw at a 1-2 count. Try to throw the slider at the back foot of the right-handed hitter.
Two and two. Liriano trying to win his fifth.
Not much of a move over to first base. I'm sure Figgins will have no problem reading if he's going to go to first or home. Typically with a left-handed pitcher, the base runner will take off on the first move anyways. Last move was pretty deliberate.
You can see the 50 on the sleeves of the Minnesota Twins. And you'll see it in a moment. There it is. Been 50 years since the old Washington Senators moved from the nation's capital to Minnesota. That doesn't seem possible. He used to play at Old Metropolitan Stadium. And the runner goes, and a ground ball pays over as the second baseman, Cuddyer, was over to second to cover. And the ball punched right where he was. So a nice little hit and run pulled off by the Mariners here. And they're right back in the same situation they were last inning with runners at first and third and only one down.
Well, Figgins takes off on the pitch. It's a fastball away from Franklin and hits it to the right side. Cuddyer going to cover. It leaves open a big hole on the right side. And Figgins will move on over to third with no problem. The Mariners putting the game in motion, trying to make something happen against Liriano. Nice play.
Milton Bradley caught looking on strikes in the first. Too high. And there's that slider, but it's low and inside. To Milton Bradley, you going to be looking fastball here?
I would. I think you have to stay on it for a couple of pitches. That's what Milton wants to hit, is the fastball, so you may as well look for it. Milton likes to have the ball out over the plate. Look for a fastball out there and see if you can drive it somewhere. If he throws you something else, take it. Good news for the Mariners. They're making Liriano work a little bit. This next pitch will be number 50 for Liriano.
(2-0) and a fastball grounded down the third baseline.
And you can see he's thrown a lot of strikes. 35 strikes, just 15 balls for Liriano. But the Mariners have been able to get some hits. He does have 5 strikeouts.
And a fastball toward the hole. Chance to turn 2. There's one. The throw back to first. Not in time. And coming in to score is Sean Figgins. So it's a 3-1 ball game as Bradley picks up his 19th RBI.
Well, Liriano gets a ground ball, but Milton's able to hit it over towards the hole. J.J. Hardy trying to get rid of it quickly. And Cuddyer a little bit of a problem with the transfer as Milton beats it out at first base, running hard the whole way and gets an RBI.
Here's Sweeney. Struck out. Great pitch right there.
Fastball right on the inside corner.
And a slider. Down he goes. But the Mariners do get one here in the third. And as we come back and tell you about the fourth, the Mariners will be on the board, but the Twins will lead it by a score up 3-1.
All right, thank you, Angie. An impressive day for A-Rod, a 6 RBI day with that big grand slam. Dave Sims joining in with Mike Flowers. And I like this Minnesota club. The Mariners have some work in front of them to beat these guys over the next 4 days.
They do. Fister struggled in the second inning as Morneau hits a ball up the middle and get a base hit out of that. But the Mariners pecking away. They've had some opportunities against Liriano. They've been able to push a run across the scoreboard. So, you know, that's the good news. They've also got his pitch count up over 50. Another good thing for them. So just keep pecking away at it. With the way that Doug Fister has pitched this year, he could settle down and hold the Twins right where they're at. And if he's able to do that, the Mariners can work their way back into this game.
One of the things, as long as Liriano's in this game, they're going to have to hit that slider. Man, that thing is working tonight.
Or hit the fastball before he gets to the slider.
One of the above, and I would go with see all of the above, and your point is well made. I mean, that first inning, that slider hits a bite on it.
It's probably one of the best ones they're going to see from a left-handed pitcher.
Here's Jim Thome. Morneau, 2 for 2, double and a single. Time I see Jim Thome, I think of what Junior said, conversation we were having last year. Thome, Jim Thome, Sean Casey, and Mike Sweeney, 3 of the nicest guys he's ever seen. Double play, executed nicely. 4, 6, and 3. Nice combination, 2 down. It's not a Felix 99 miles an hour fastball, but it's got the gas that fuels it. Join us Friday for Felix High Octane Gas Train Car Night. First 20,000 fans pick up this year's edition of the collectible when the Mariners host the Angels. Get your tickets at mariners.com/train. Here's Michael Kadire. Hit a long way deep left field. It's not coming back. About 15 rows back, Michael Cuddyer, his 6th home run. 2nd home run given up tonight by Pfister, and just the 4th of the season. My goodness. No doubt about it. So Cuddyer's driven in 2. He had a 2nd inning RBI single.
And Cuddyer sitting on a first pitch fastball. You can see the leg kick, gets it out of the way early and jumps all over a fastball that's right on the inside corner. As Dave mentioned, no doubt about it.
Here's Kubel. Oh my goodness, a deep drive right field. I was about to say he's a 341 hitter against the Mariners, and he tees off again. Jason Kubel, back-to-back home runs. And the Twins, the number 3 hitting team in the American League. Now they are all over Doug Fister. 5-1 Minnesota.
This is a pitch that's up and out over the plate. Again, first ball swinging. Kubel hits it out of the ballpark. So Doug Fister working ahead in counts, not paying off for him right now. That pitch was up above the belt.
Kubel got all of that one. He had been struggling coming in, but he got a good swing on that one. Here's Delmon Young. He homered his first time with an 0-1 pitch. That was a 2-run shot back in the 2nd. With Minnesota. They get some mileage. Here's a ball hit to the gap, right center field. Long run for Goody, and it's not going to get it. Young digging for 2. Throw not in time. So the Minnesota Twins. 2-base hit for Delmon Young. Take a look at our Coors Light freeze cam. Good effort there by Gutierrez, but can't come up with it. Rickett there. Here's Goody making a good effort, but that ball found that no man's land defensively and drops in for 2-base hit.
Delmon Young hit the home run out to left field his first time up, and Gutierrez was shading him that way. Had to cover a lot of ground, just couldn't run that one down.
13th double for Delmon Young.
And you can see the Twins here in this inning being very aggressive with Doug Fister, trying not to let him work ahead. First pitch strikes 15 out of 17. They're certainly aware of that.
5-1. Thank goodness they got the double dip. Nick Punto, the 9-hole hitting third baseman. 5 of Minnesota's hits have been extra base hits. 3 homers and 2 doubles. These guys do a lot of things right. They don't beat themselves defensively. Number 1 defensively. They don't have a whole bunch of huge names in terms of pitching, but they're pitching well. Here's a fly ball center field. Gutierrez coming in, coming on, and he makes the catch. Nice play by Goody, but plenty of damage in this 4th inning. It came after 2 outs. A home run by Cuddyer, a home run by Kubel, a double by Young. It's Minnesota with a 5-1 lead here on Memorial Day evening here in Seattle. The Minnesota Twins 5-1, first of a 4-game series. It's the first of 2 trips for Minnesota here to Safeco Field this summer. Well, it's not summer yet, hardly. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. 2-0 to Lopez.
Pushing 70 degrees today. Saw a solid 68 on the board. Sunshine is out.
That's one day, pal. Back up a few.
You've been here 4 years now.
Well said.
Okay.
Well
Take it.
Take it, put it in the bank while you can, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Lopez, base hit the left. First time. Ground ball to the shortstop, J.J. Hardy. 1 out. We'll bring up Josh Wilson. Boy, not a lot of fanfare, but this kid's swinging a good bat. He's got hits in 11 of his last 12 games.
He has 10 RBIs for taking over for Jack Wilson, who's been on the disabled list and done a nice job.
Strike 1 to Josh. All right, you're finishing up the second time through the order. You've seen Liriano strike out 6. He hasn't walked anybody.
There you go.
Just like that, over the outstretched glove of Hardy, base hit.
I just think that you need to get to him early in counts. If you look at this game, 60 pitches for him, 43 strikes, just 17 balls. So he's throwing strikes. Nice job by Josh Wilson to go down and dig that changeup out of the dirt. Hits it hard. But I just think you try to get to him early so he can't get to a slider to put you away. That's been the devastating pitch for him in this game.
And Rob Johnson can tell you about that. Got him on a slider his first time up, and that was in the second inning. He followed up with a slider and Tui on 1-2. And it was an overmatch on those 2 pitches.
It's so difficult, Dave, when he can throw 95 miles an hour in on your hands, and you have to be ready for that. And then we were talking about, he has one of the best sliders. He throws it so hard, and he's trying to throw it in the dirt. He wants to throw it down so that the hitters will swing over the top of it. It's difficult to lay off of that. A lot of people saw that from Randy Johnson. Randy would throw 97, and then he'd throw a slider up there at about 90. He just couldn't lay off of it. And Liriano's getting to that. He's getting healthy again. And his fastball, initially to start the year was around 90, 91, but 95 miles an hour makes a big difference, and the layoff of the slider is a difficult thing. I would try to keep him from getting to it.
And the 2 sliders that he got, the punch outs he got on Rob and Tui, boy, the bite on him was so down and in, it totally messes up your swing plane.
Well, you're going at it like it's a fastball. You're going to swing over the top of it. He did hang one to Gutierrez, and Gutierrez hit it hard.
Down to Puerto. To Kedire for 1. Cornell can't dig it out. Rob Johnson will hold it first. So 2 outs. So fielder's choice. And Wilson's retired 5-4 for the second out. Major League Baseball and People Magazine are recognizing individuals who make a difference in their community. Go to peopleallstars.com and vote for your favorite everyday all-star who could represent the Mariners and be honored at the 2010 All-Star Game in Anaheim on July 13th on Fox. Happy Memorial Day, and to all the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, past and present, we salute you. We thank you for your service to our country. Ball 1 to Tui. Getting a start tonight at first base. I don't think it's a stretch to say that Liriano has showed us in this, 3 innings and 3 2/3, the best slider we've seen from a left-hander from an opponent this season. I can't think of anybody else who's shown that good a slider.
No, and it's always been his out pitch. It's before he was able to go, before he had the surgery done on his arm, that's the pitch that he would go to put you away. And when he first came back, he started leaning on his changeup a little bit more, which he learned from Johan Santana from the time when Santana was with Minnesota, and he was just traded over there. Young man, just 19 years old. But his slider has always been really, really good. A plus pitch for him. And the biggest thing is you come back from surgery, when is he going to be able to let it go and snap it like he does? And he's back to it now. It's a good one.
3 balls, 1 strike to Tuiasa Sopo. Mariners down 5-1. Minnesota put 3 on the board in the second. Kadire RBI single, 2-run homer Delman Young. Then in the fourth, home runs by Kadire and Kubel. Hardy, short way, and the inning is over. So Lariano doesn't get pushed too badly here. Some American military music for this holiday, Battle Hymn of the Republic. Always good stuff as the United States flag, the American flag, flying proudly here at Safeco Field.
Entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Back here at Safeco Field on this Memorial Day evening, Denard Span as we're back to the top of the order for Minnesota against Doug Fister. Span, a fly out and a strikeout. Fister coming into tonight had given up just 2 home runs. The Twins have got him for 3 tonight. It's interesting talking to when Jim Leyland and Detroit was in here, and I remember talking to a few other people around the American League. So this team just doesn't beat itself.
Well, you already mentioned it. They're first in defense, second in pitching, and third in hitting. And I think the big thing with the hitting part of it, as you see Span strike out, is they'll spray the ball around all over the place. And basically, they have a group of guys trying to get in position for Mauer and Morneau in the middle of their lineup. And they're all willing to do that.
Good formula. J.J. Hardy. Formulated with the Brewers. He's bounced out twice to the Mariners shortstop. Fister back with a second strike. Ball and 2 strikes. Twins playing without the O-Dog, Orlando Hudson. He's expected to be here tomorrow. After that collision he had with Span to end last night's game, a drive to right field, backing up Ichiro a few steps. On the track. 2 down. Girls' night out Back this Thursday, folks, when the Mariners wrap up the series with the Twins. Ladies, pamper yourselves with facials, massages, and more at the Comfort Station on the left field concourse. Plus, the first 10,000 women receive a Mariners tote bag. So gather your girlfriends out and get out here to Mariners baseball and get your tickets at mariners.com. Here's Mauer. Twice bounced out to Figgins.
No surprise that he has his batting average around 325. Started the game today coming into it hitting 329. But just 2 home runs for Mauer.
Well, let's hope he gets out of here with just 2.
Good pitch. Nice fastball. Started in off the plate and run it back on the corner.
Mauer starting the day 8th in the American League in hitting. Joe featured in that baseball video game commercial. Dude, we went fishing in Cabo. The guy goes, I'm not even allowed in Mexico. Well, how do you explain this? He had fun filming that down in Los Angeles. Bert Blyleven made a heck of a point. He's 6'5". Huge, just tremendously tall for a catcher. But sometimes as a pitcher, you like those guys like we saw yesterday. Alfonso getting down, sort of like Tony Pena. Manny Sanguin, that low target. And Joe's so big, he can only get down so far. So Bert was talking about he had a catcher years ago that he played with. He always had him hold that glove down really low. Really low. Here's a drive to center field. Going back is Gutierrez. He's tracking, and he makes the catch. Got a little distance there off the bat of Mr. Mauer, but 1-2-3 5th inning. Now for the Mariners, they got to get going here in the home 5th. They'll have the top of the order, Ichiro, Figgins, and Goody coming up. Official beer of the Thirst Inning. Let's check out the crowd in the Budweiser Thirst Inning and see who's enjoying the game. Back here at Safeco Field, top of the order for the Mariners in the home 5th. Ichiro, Figgins, and Gutierrez trailing 5-1. Ichiro, a couple of ground outs tonight. Ichiro 6 for 19 against Liriano. Mariners only run. Milt Bradley, fielder's choice, third inning. Mariners have left 5 men on. Back up the middle, Kadire. Whoa! Takes a bad hot base hit. Boy, that came up funny on him. He was in great shape.
Yeah, Ichiro fortunate this ball hits right where the guys have been sliding at second base, and it comes up on Kadire. Bad hot base hit for Ichiro. Kadire, normally right fielder, having to play second base, as you mentioned, because Orlando Hudson will miss a couple of games. Hurt his wrist.
Yeah, that collision with Span last night. Here's Figgins. He had a terrific at bat last time up in the third. He scored the Mariners' only run. Fought off some tough pitches. Pick up his first career base hit against Francisco Liriano. Now 1 for 9. Solid base hit for Figgy again in the gap. Ichiro will make the turn. He'll scoot into third. First and third with nobody out here in the fifth. So Figgins 2 for 3 tonight as a right-hand hitter. Starting tonight, Figgy was a .317 hitter from the right side, 19 for 60.
Nice swing, gets a fastball right on the inside corner, stays inside of it, fights it back up the middle. I think you'll probably see the Mariners do a little bit more of that. Swing early in counts, trying to get on his fastball.
Here, here. Figgy now at 19 hits. 17 as a left-hand hitter, and now 21 as a right-hand hitter, trying to get that batting average up to his career norm, up in the 290 range. Here's Goody. Gutierrez last time up a hit-and-run base hit. He doubled back in the first inning. Two and 0. 6 strikeouts for Liriano. Not walked anybody.
Franklin Gutierrez trying to push his average back up over 300 at 298 as he stands at home plate.
It's the outside edge. 2-1.
Through a rough week, and his average dropped down into the low 270s. He's starting to pick it up again.
There's a 2-1. Nasty slider again, 2-2. Goody with that hit and run single in the third, second day in a row. That's worked successfully. Goody is a trigger man. 2-2. Figgins at first base. You got Ichiro at third. Long look by Liriano. He's ready. Figgy takes off. Swung on and missed. Held on by Maurer. The first out, stolen base for Figgins, is 11th.
Take a look at the replay. Don Wakamatsu saying it's a foul ball, and that ball did bounce. Clearly bounced into the glove of Maurer. So Figgins will have to go back to first base. It'll be a foul ball, and Gutierrez will get another shot at it.
Good news. We've seen a lot in this at bat. What's Liriano coming back with here?
Just pitched him inside the whole time, so I don't suspect he'll go back out over the plate, especially since Franklin was able to hit the ball to the right side for a base hit. His pitch has been a slider. He tries to throw his slider down and then get the strikeout when he wants one.
Mariners have 8 hits, 7 for Minnesota, but Minnesota with the 5-1 lead. The pitch gets through Maurer. Here comes Ichiro. He's going to score. Figgins to second. A wild pitch charged to Liriano.
And it was a hard slider down and in. Maurer wasn't able to keep it in front of him, so the Mariners pick up a run.
Third wild pitch of the season for Liriano.
And this is a strikeout pitch. Throws it hard. Right under the legs of Joe Maurer. It bounced right out in front of home plate.
Five to 2 ball game. Full count to Gutierrez. Goes the other way. Backs up Kubel. A little bit. Kubel sets. Tagging is Figgins. They throw to third. Figgins in there safely. The 1 run in, a runner on, 1 out. Now let's do some rally fries. What do you got, Mike?
Well, we have the start of a rally. We're going to take care of the Little Leaguers tonight. It's been a tough month for those guys with all the rain we've had around here. There you go.
They're right above us. In the upper deck, here's Milton Bradley. Bradley 0 for 2. There you go. Figgins at third, 1 out. Ichiro's already scored. 5-2 Minnesota. Milton Bradley. Bouncing ball. That's going to get a run. Punta just gets Bradley hustling down the line. Picks up another RBI. And the Mariners make it a 5-3 ball game. 2 outs. That's a formula you'd like to see Ichiro and Figgins get on and get somebody to get them home. So 2 runs in. Now Mike Sweeney, who struck out his first 2 times up. Two career hits Sweeney has against Liriano. They've both been home runs.
That's a good point, Dave. You look at it, Ichiro's been swinging the bat well all year. But you get Figgins going behind him, you can come up with some cheap runs. Certainly would help the situation with the Mariners and their struggling offense at times.
Ground ball to Hardy. Sweeney's gone. Mariners pick up 2. 5-3 ball game through 5 here at Safeco Field, and Sean Figgins enjoying a 2-hit, 2-run scored evening. Justin Morneau leads off. 4, 5, and 6. Thome and Kadire to follow. First pitch swinging, pops it up out of play. Talking to Justin before the game. It's only about an hour or two, about an hour and a half drive, he said, to get down there. So we look at the Amica hit zone. So you get hit up for a lot of tickets. He says, no, not this trip. He says, people got to work. Come on. Second trip, though, they come back August 27, 28, 29, a weekend series. Justin said he's going to have to get a lot of tickets for that one. 0-2. Sends one to left field. Milton Bradley to his left. He's there. One down. Let's check in with Angie at the sports desk. Got a chance to watch some of that game. See pitch against Tim Lincecum, full house down in San Francisco, and that kid can throw the baseball. Jimenez, Lincecum's pretty darn good too. He's just won the last 2 National League Cy Young Awards, but Jimenez, wow.
You might have to give that one up this year. Jimenez off too. As good a start as I can remember.
10-0. 0-7-8. 0-7-8. Hello. Here's Jim Thome, 2-2. Big Jim has struck out looking at 3 pitches and hit into a double play. Did he check? No, he didn't. It's a third base umpire Dan Iasanga, and Thome's gone again. 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts.
Let's take a look at Thome and see if he's able to check his swing. Dan Iasanga said nope, and I don't think he did. He went too far. That'll be a strikeout for Pfister.
Our Mercedes-Benz pitch count right here. Pfister, number 76. This is Kadire. Second inning. RBI single to center. First pitch swinging and a 4th home run left field. No question about it either. Dyer came up as a shortstop, has played some third base, and tonight first time playing at second base. The right fielder, and he's been known. You make that big turn at first base, he'll throw it behind it. He's got some guys over the years. Mr. working quickly, 2-2. And the inning is over. Strikeout number 5 for Doug Fister, who's retired the last 7 men that he's faced, but he trails 5-3. Their first of 2 trips. The Angels are in for their second visit here at the weekend, and then on the road again. Texas, San Diego, and St. Louis. Chance we'll see some big-time heat on that trip. Guy made a catch, first row, upper deck. Off the bat of Mr. Lopez, who's 1 for 2. 19,795 on hand. Good to be back in Seattle. It was a quick trip to Anaheim. Mariners were in position to sweep that series and come out of it 1-2. A couple of heartbreakers these last 2 days. 4 outs away from a sweep. 1-2 to Lopez.
In the West, Oakland beats Detroit 4-1. The Angels went over Kansas City 7-1, and Texas has the night off.
What's up with that? Memorial Day. You got 4 teams that are not playing on Memorial Day. I know a couple of years. What was it? Last year we didn't play, or maybe it was the year before. Didn't play on Labor Day. What's up with that? You got to play on Labor Day, July 4th, and Memorial Day. Come on.
Apparently they changed the rules on you.
Wow.
Liriano now at 90 pitches.
Two to Lopez. Hit it off the end of the bat to Kadire. There's Morno, 1 out. Let's check out the Quest High Speed Pit. Brought to you by Quest High Speed Internet. Liriano topping at 95. Pfister at 89. Milton Bradley's driven in 2 of the 3 runs for the Mariners with a fielder's choice and a ground out the third. The other run scored on a wild pitch.
Josh Wilson having a nice night. 2 for 2 in the game. There's his average back up to 295 now.
Good to see that. Hopefully that starts a trend on this ball club. Guys getting comfortable swinging the bats. Don't look back too far. You look at these numbers. They have not been pretty. Jesse Crain throwing. Two balls, 1 strike to Josh Wilson. On deck is Rob Johnson. The Mariners have done their job with the hit department. 8 hits. They've left 5 men on. Kubel takes a look. It's out of play.
The Mariners scored 3 runs, but they're 0 for 6 with men in scoring position. It goes back to what we talked about, though. Ichiro scored 1 of the runs. Figgins 2 of them. With both of those guys going, and you can pick up some runs without having to give a lot of hits.
Josh Wilson's worked a full count. Struck him out. Strikeout number 7 for Liriano. 2 outs here in the 6th inning. This Saturday, returning back the clock to the 90s when the Mariners meet the Angels. Mariners will don the green jerseys as we relive the sights and sounds of the 90s. Plus, the first 20,000 fans receive a Mariners cap, and former Mariner Luis Sojo is going to throw out the first pitch. For tickets, visit Mariners.com. There's Rob Johnson, 0 for 2.
Being a little more aggressive with that first pitch fastball. Mariano now 98 pitches. Talk about Jesse Crane getting loose in the pen. Mariano out of this game if you can.
Mariano, a great month of April, 3-0. 0.93 ERA. Popped up. Coming in left fielder Young. Calls off the shortstop. Mariano throws a 1-2-3 6. 5-3 Minnesota. Steven Strasburg, boy, they'll be jumping down in D.C. with his debut in the big leagues. Here's Kubel. Changeup. Strike one. Kubel homered last time in the fourth. Flied out to left field in the second inning. Just joining us. Kadyr's driven in 2 runs. Kubel a run and 2 for Delmon Young. And Fister has given up 3 home runs this evening. Started the night having given up just 2 in his 9 starts. Two years ago, Kubel came here and mashed the baseball all over the yard. We were wondering, who is this guy? As we mentioned, started tonight a .341 career hitter against the Mariners. He's gone. That's 3 consecutive strikeouts for Doug Fister. 8 in a row retired. Join Major League Baseball in helping those veterans who've done so much to help us. Log on to MLB.com or welcomebackveterans.org for more information on how you can make a difference. Strikeout number 6 for Fister. Here's Delmon Young. Josh Wilson throws him up. First time he's been retired this evening. 2 down. 2-run homer and a double for Young.
Those home runs, his pitch is all up in the zone, which is something we haven't seen much from Doug. And the Twins very aggressive. The home run by Kadir and the one by Kubel, and back to back in the 4th inning on first pitch fastballs. We're getting you there over there looking at Doug working ahead of everybody at that time. I think it was 15 out of 17 first pitch strikes. So they got aggressive with him and it paid off.
Lopez in a little bit at third for Punto. Star Spangled caps, you can get them at the Mariners team stores, and the youth caps will be available on July 4th. Major League Baseball, everybody wearing these style caps today on Memorial Day.
Jesse Crane continues to throw in the Twins bullpen, so Liriano's probably finished.
Back with the strike, 3-1 to Punto. 0 for 2, couple of flyouts at the center field. Strike 2. Well, Fister looking to retire his 10th consecutive hitter right here. He's got 6 strikeouts, hasn't walked anybody. The 3-2 pitch. Down the line, foul. Mauer's 0 for 3, Mornos 2 for 3. But then you get down in the second half of the order, that's where all the damage has happened. The 3-2 pitch to Goody for a 3rd time. 10 in a row retired by Doug Fister. He needs some runs as we come to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's a 2-run Minnesota lead here at Safeco Field. And here Saturday evening here in Seattle. Very pleasant night. Temperatures in the low 60s. Dave Sims and Mike Flowers with you. New pitcher for the Minnesota Twins. Jesse Crain will take over. Francisco Liriano. With 6 strong innings. Jesse Crain, born in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, now lives in Houston, Texas. Came up through the Minnesota organization, been with the big club since '04. Went 7-4 in 56 games last year. There are his numbers for this season. Big rip by Matt Tuiasosopo, who's 0 for 2 tonight.
And as you can see, Crain still has a good fastball, 96 miles an hour.
Oh, 2 to Tui. Here's the line on Liriano. So he's going for his 5th win of the season.
No walks for Liriano. 3 runs. Pitched okay today. 7 strikeouts. Mariners able to scratch out 3 runs against him. 99 pitches, 65 of them for strikes.
Tui's dismissed. 1 out here in the 7th. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, FSN crew, glad to be back home in Seattle. Top of the order, Ichiro. Infield hit his last time up, 1 for 3. Jesse Crain has that little wiggle when he takes the ball out of the glove. Watch his hand as he recocks his mechanism. You'll get a good look at it right here. Backhanded by Kadire. 2 down. Nice play.
Oh, Ichiro hits this one right on the button, but a nice play by Kadire.
1 inning since 2005 at second base before tonight. As mentioned, he came up as a shortstop, played a lot of third, and has been principally an outfielder for these Twins. Playing at second base with Orlando Hudson out injured with a hand injury from last night.
You know, I was wondering why, that being the case, Nick Punto has played up the middle, is playing third today, why they wouldn't have Kadire play third and Punto in second. But I think the biggest reason why is Liriano thinking with the amount of sliders and changeups he throws, third base is going to get a lot of action. And since Kadire has been in the outfield, put Punto over there and let him handle it all.
Figgins tonight 2 for 3, all from the right side, going against the lefty Liriano. Scored a couple runs.
Brian Roland Smith up throwing in the Mariners pen.
Figgy trying to get it going as a left-hand hitter. 147, the lefty hitter entering tonight. 317, which he's added to at this evening from the right side. Started today 116 at bats lefty and 60 righty for Figgins.
Which of those numbers you're talking about are opposite from where he was at last year. A better hitter left-handed as opposed to right.
Mm-hmm. This is game number 50 for the Mariners. Let's hope the next 50 games are a reversal in fortune. 2 outs, 1 and 2 to Figgins. Down to Punta. Jesse Crain throws a 1-2-3-7. Mariners get 6 outs to play with, trailing by 2 here at home in the first of 4 against Minnesota. That was Denard Span with the leadoff single here in the 8th inning. First hit for Denard. Young man out of the Tampa area. He is now 1 for 4. Here's J.J. Hardy 0 for 3. Doug Fister with 6 strikeouts, no walks. He's given up 3 home runs, 5 runs on 8 hits.
96 pitches for Doug in the game, and Ryan Rowland-Smith continues to throw out in the Mariners pen. You have a couple of lefties in Mauer and Morneau that will hit after Hardy.
Strike 1 to JJ. James Jerry Hardy. Tucson, Arizona, lives in Tempe. Taylor made. Double play. Talking about not everybody, if you can believe it, not everybody in Major League Baseball is playing today, Memorial Day. What's your favorite holiday to watch baseball? This is the unofficial start of the summer. A Memorial Day, 4th of July or Labor Day. Text A, B, or C to 95323. Curious to see your results. I remember always having a good time. 4th of July was always a special day for baseball. And old enough, some of you old enough to remember those first transcontinental telecasts. It was a big deal when he started getting those coast-to-coast broadcasts. Remember that as a little kid, man, that was pretty special. Here's Don Wakamatsu. And as Mike rightfully predicted, Ryan Rowland-Smith will take over to face Joe Mauer. Nice job by Doug Fister. Gave up 3 home runs, showed a lot of poise, struck out 6. He trails 5-3. Ball 5-3. Minnesota over the Mariners, first to 4 here at the ballpark. Doug Fister's numbers, Mr. Blowers.
Well, 8 hits. The problem is 3 of them left the yard today. Coming into the game, he'd given up just 2 home runs, 3 home runs in this game. 6 strikeouts, no walks. Typical line for him other than the runs, the 5 earned runs that he was able to give up today. And I like the way that he settled down after that. He came back and retired a bunch of Twins before he left the game.
They had 10 in a row retired. Here's a big out here for Ryan Rowland-Smith, formerly in the starting rotation, trying to get his game back together. He's had trouble the last few times up or out there where the pitches have been up. I know he got snake bitten by an error. I think the last time he was out there, but a couple prior to that, found some difficulty when his pitches were up and they were hit. 2-0 to Maurer. To left field, Milton Bradley. And Ryan Rowland-Smith does his job here in the 8th inning. Home 8th coming up. Gutierrez, Bradley, and Sweeney. They need some runs here on this Memorial Day. And we take you back to the Twins' 4th with 2 outs. Here's Kid Dyer, first pitch swinging, cranked it about 15 rows back for his 6th home run. And then immediately thereafter, Kubel followed with a home run. And all of that part of a 2-run 4th inning. That made it 5-1. Mariners added 2 in the 5th to make it 5-3, and that's where we are right now for the home 8th. Gutierrez, Bradley, and Sweeney. Cody's 2 for 3. New pitcher, Matt Guerrero. Wouldn't be a Minnesota series against the Mariners without seeing Matt.
And Matt having a good year so far. ERA at a 1.61, 22 in the 3rd, 14 strikeouts. He has given up 1 home run. Opponent's average just 173.
0-2 to Goody. And this is a team that loses Joe Nathan, Tommy John surgery, one of the premier closers in the game, and Guerrero and a bunch of guys have done a really good job, and John Rouse has become a staunch closer. High fly ball center field for Span. One down here in the Mariners 8th. As a reminder, don't miss out on the new FSN fan alerts. Just text FSN to 95323 to get updates on when you can watch your favorite teams. Stay informed on the biggest events in Northwest sports and receive exclusive offers and giveaways. Text FSN to 95323 and sign up today. Again, those good-looking caps that the Mariners are wearing, they're available at Mariner team stores, and the youth versions of those caps will be available at team stores on the 4th of July. Here's Milton Bradley. Matt Guerrero, born in Cleveland, Ohio, now makes his home at Birmingham, Alabama.
Milton 0 for 3 in the game, but he has driven in a couple of runs. A couple of ground outs, picked up some RBIs.
To the shortstop Hardy. 2 outs. Our fan poll results. What is your favorite holiday to watch baseball? I'm not surprised. Yes, indeed. Red, white, and blue all the way, baby. 74% 4th of July. One of the great memories, 4th of July. Barbecues, etc. Watching some baseball. And back in the day, some moons ago, when there were scheduled double headers on the 4th of July and those other 2 holidays as well. Back at lunch, go sit in the ballpark for a few hours. Good breaking ball by Guerrero. 5-1 with Minnesota last year in 79 games. This guy's a workhorse. His last 3 years, 73, 76, and 79 games. All out of the bullpen.
This is his 21st game so far this year.
And Sweeney is gone on 3 pitches. So that's been pretty typical of the way things have gone for the Minnesota Twins. Through 8, a 5-3 lead. A walk-off balk. Never seen one. Down the line, base hit. Morneau, extra bases as he gets on the offering from Ryan Rowland-Smith. Second double, 3rd hit for Morneau.
Morneau's been very aggressive. Take a look at this. Gets a pitch, a breaking ball from Ryan Rowland-Smith and hooks it inside the bag. So he has a couple of doubles in the game tonight.
Well, he's helping his average. He started the night at .368, leading the American League. second in walks, first in on-base percentage, second in slugging. He's having a year. Third in home batting average, first against righty. I mean, on and on it goes. What a legend. Thome strokes one, base hit right field. And again, that problem. We talked about it last inning. Ryan has had his pitches up. And he's paying for it right here. First and third. Ride and save on Sound Transit Sounder Train. For more information on schedules and routes, visit soundtransit.org. Jim Thome with his first base hit of the night. He's 1 for 4. Struck out a couple of times.
Get a pinch runner. Alexi Casillas going to run for Thome.
Good fly, too. Very good runner. Jerry White, first base coach. Here's the pitch to Thome.
Hits it hard and just out of the reach of Figgins. You can see Morneau. He was going back towards second base thinking Figgins was going to be able to make the catch, so he's not able to score on it. Don Wakamatsu will come out and make a pitching change.
So breaking the action. Brendan League will take over here in the ninth. Mariners down a deuce. Minnesota threatening to add. The number 3 hitting team in the American League. Put the first 2 men on here in the ninth inning. They trail only the Yankees and Kansas City batting average.
They have Kadire coming to the plate. He's 2 for 3 with a home run.
Followed by Kubel, who's 1 for 3 with a home run. Brendan League will be happy to see this month of May go away. He's given up a couple of days ago a grand slam. Here's a contact play. Lopez has the runner hung up. Johnson runs Morneau back, and he's out. Drops the ball down, saying safe. Now they're going to re-tag. League puts the tag on. Now he's out. Says he got him on his backside. (5-2-1) on the scoring play.
Well, it goes right to Lopez. Morneau taking off right away, which you'll see all the time in the first and third situation. They get him in a rundown. When Rob tries to tag him, he drops the baseball. So they'll have to tag him again, and Brandon League, a good athlete, is able to run him down.
1 out. Runners at first and second as Casilla, pinch running for Thome, takes second, and Kadire reaches first.
Rob will put on some signs, basically telling the infielders where he's going to throw if they decide to steal a base.
Be careful with Kubel. the end of the bat. There's one, and that'll do it. Kubel reaches, fielder's choice. Kadir's retired. 5-4 for the second out. Taking third, Casilla. Follow the Mariners on your BlackBerry, Android, iPhone, or iPod Touch with MLB.com at Bat 2010. Features play-by-play, video highlights, live audio broadcast. You can visit Mariners.com today on your BlackBerry, Android, iPhone, or iPod Touch for more details. So Harris, Brendan Harris, will pinch run for Kubel and stay on in right field. The hitter's Delman Young. He's having a good night. Bouncing ball, Lopez throws him out to the bottom of the ninth. Down 2. Work to do here for the Mariners. Lopez, Wilson, and Johnson coming up. Minnesota lead. This is the first of a 4-game series. Right now, time to check out the Jack in the Box in-game box score. And Figgins a couple of base hits. Goody with a couple of hits. Milton Bradley's driven in 2 runs, and Josh Wilson continues his good hitting. But right now, they need some hits and some runs here. Mariners have been burned with the opponents getting 8 walk-offs and 6 home runs, losing some road games as we look at John Roush, closer for the Minnesota Twins. 12 out of 14 at save opportunities, takes over for Joe Nathan.
20 innings pitched, 14 strikeouts. He has given up a couple of home runs, just 3 walks for him. Opponent's average 282.
Tough go for Joe Nathan before the season even starts. His arm goes on him, and he requires Tommy John surgery, and he's done for the season. How about Roush at 6'10"? Got some changes. Run them down for you here. First pitch to Lopez, and ball 1. Michael Kadir moves from second base to right field. Nick Punto moves from third base to second base, and Brendan Harris, who came on as a pinch runner, takes over at third base. One to Lopez.
Roush, fastball slider split. His fastball, we got a 6'10". It'll be around 92 miles an hour.
Down the line, base hit, extra bases for Jose Lopez to kind of start the Mariners are looking for here in the home ninth. They'll bring the tying run to the plate. Jose Lopez with a double to lead it off in the 9th inning.
And he gets a hanging breaking ball, hits it hard down into the corner. So Josh Wilson has shown you he's 2 for 3. He's going to hit next. Ken Griffey Jr. comes out on deck to pitch in for Rob Johnson.
7th double for Jose Lopez. Mariners have been burned enough late in games. Time for them to set somebody on fire. 5 runs, 10 hits for Minnesota. 3 runs, 9 hits for the Mariners. Ken Griffey Jr.'s on deck. Back up the middle, it's going to find some eyes. It gets through. Lopez being waved around. He's going to score. We get a 5-4 ball game. Josh Wilson with an RBI. His 11th of the season, his 3rd hit tonight.
Talk about Josh batting average steadily going up. Another base hit for him, a 3-hit night. Give Jr. a chance to hit. Casey Kaufman now will come out on deck. He will hit for Tuiasa Sopo.
Great opportunity here for the Mariners and Ken Griffey Jr. His role has been reduced significantly the last few weeks. As a pinch hitter, he's 2 for 5 with 3 runs batted in. Crowd is energized. Bouncing ball foul. Five career walk-off home runs for Ken Griffey Jr. And you're hoping that things at some point, Mike, you got to average out after the Mariners burn these last 2 games. Why not one for them?
Well, you're right. And if Jr., after watching him take batting practice today, he was launching the ball out there in the right field, hitting it off the cafe. Ended up getting a first pitch fastball, missed it by pulling it foul. But you're right. The guys certainly deserve it. So hopefully they come through with some clutch hits here. Steal one themselves.
Do it. They're going to have to be the guy who's pitched very well for these Minnesota Twins. Top team in the American League Central. Crowd of 19,795 on their feet. The 0-1 to Jr. Bouncing ball. Second baseman Punto to J.J. Hardy. Can't hold on. Kadire. So Michael Saunders, he'll pinch run for Jr.
Well, they tried to get rid of it in a hurry, and Morneau just wasn't able to pick it out of the dirt. Take another look at it. Michael Saunders will come out and run for Jr.
Casey Kotchman, chance to pinch hit. Casey Kotchman 0 for 1 on the season as a pinch hitter. There are his career numbers. Ball 1. Kotchman pinch hitting for Tuiasa Sopo.
Minnesota Twins outfield. Almost impossible to play any deeper than they are. They're all right in front of the warning track, trying to keep Kotchman from hitting one to the fence for a double.
Hit it hard right to Morneau. And apply the tag. Double play. Game over. Hit it hard, but right to Morneau. And Minnesota holds on for a 5-4 win. Mariners banged down a lot of hits, but not enough. They lose by a run. Brother.
And really unfortunate, Casey Kotchman hits this one right on the button, but it just so happens Morneau is standing right there guarding for the double. After that, it's an easy play. It was hit so hard that Saunders tried to get down into second base, but that's kind of the way things have been going for him. Casey Kotchman hit it hard, and it turns into a double play.
Boy, it's been that kind of a run here. The Mariners finished the month of May 8-19. They dropped to 19-31. Meanwhile, Minnesota goes to 31.